Hey everybody, Matt Winsenreid with the Matt Winsenreid Real Estate Partners and Realty Executives. I'm here with my good friend Mike Zilli of Fairway Mortgage, and I wanted to interview Mike because a lot of people have questions with mortgage rates and any changes given COVID and just kind of the outlook. And Mike is an excellent resource for questions like that. So figured I'd get him here on a Zoom call and hear what he has to say. So Mike, thanks for taking the time out of your day to meet with us today.
Sure. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the warm introduction.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, let's just dive right into it. I don't want this to be too long. So first, what are rates doing? What are you seeing right now? What can consumers expect?
So mortgage rates are very, very good right now. They're near historic lows. Unfortunately, it's not necessarily always for a great reason. A bad economy tends to drive rates down, but even in a bad economy, there are silver linings, and one of them is mortgage rates. So the Fed doesn't control mortgage rates. Some people think they do, but they do influence mortgage rates. And so between the economy being soft right now and the Fed's initiatives in terms of keeping interest rates low, rates across the board are low, and mortgage rates are no exception to that.
Great. So what kind of ballpark rates are people finding right now with 30-year mortgages?
Good question. So yeah, the 30-year mortgage has been in the low threes. I'll just say that. There has been some volatility, so it depends on when you catch it. But we're near the bottom all time, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, incredible. So it's a great time to buy if you want to take advantage of low interest rates. Tell us if there's been any changes to just qualifications, loan guidelines, and stuff like that, given everything that's happening right now with the economy and
Yeah, there have been some changes, and I almost feel like whatever I say, it could change by the time this video gets posted, because
Right.
just things are changing almost daily. So significant changes are that two things. One, the jumbo market really isn't in play anymore. So what a jumbo loan is if you exceed the conventional loan limit. So you can Google conventional loan limit in Wisconsin. You'll see that it's just over $510,000. So if somebody needs a $750,000 mortgage, that's a jumbo loan. And there's not a lot of investors don't have risk for that type of loan right now. And then the second thing is that lenders are tightening up requirements, where they're increasing credit score requirements, decreasing what we call debt to income ratios that they'll accept. And so, like I said, it's a fluid situation. So we're just working really hard to make sure that we have somebody approved and we keep them approved. So if you are either purchasing or refinancing right now, it's not a bad idea to have extra dialogue with your lender to make sure there aren't any changes that are impacting your situation.
Sure. So is this something to be concerned about, or are you seeing still a lot of people getting pre-approved and qualifying for loans still?
Yeah, I would say not overly concerned. It's something to be aware of, but not concerned. We are seeing a lot of folks still buying homes, still refinancing, still qualifying, but generally speaking, it's the people with the higher credit scores, money to put down. So again, like I talked about risk before, investors don't have an appetite for as much risk as they did even just a number of weeks ago. So we are seeing folks, maybe they're less money down, lower credit scores, where it could provide some challenges there. But again, nothing to be worried about, but something to be aware of.
Sure. And like you said, this is fluid. So in 6 months or a year, we're probably going to be looking at something totally different than what we're seeing now.
Maybe 30 days from now.
Right. So if you're not looking to write any offers currently or buy any properties or refinance today, it's going to be good just to double check in 30 days, 60 days, a year from now with your lender to see what the market's doing at that point. Is that right?
That's exactly right.
Good. Well, finally, just let's touch a little bit about COVID and just what changes you're seeing based on that right now.
Yeah, it's impacting just about every industry, isn't it? And ours is no exception to that. I think the biggest challenge has been people who are furloughed. If you're in the middle of a furlough, we're sorry, we can't close your home loan right now. So that's dialogue that we need to have with our customers. And we have seen some folks who either their transaction is on hold, or perhaps because of their employment situation, they decided to not move forward at all. So that's really the big one right now, is the employment. And then the second thing is lenders are verifying employment right before closing. So right now we're having to verify employment within 7 days of closing, and then again within 24 hours to make sure that that person is still in fact employed the way that we approved them at the time of closing.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, obviously, you don't want anybody losing their job at any point, but I get why a lender is going to want to verify, given just what the economy is doing and how businesses are making adjustments and furloughing or even laying some people off. So hopefully that doesn't come into play here. But yeah, it's good to know to pay attention. If you're a seller, you definitely want to make sure that your buyer is really, really well employed and understand that if things happen out of their control, that's just what we're dealing with right now. So I guess the caveat to all this, again, this is we're in the week of April 13th that week. So they can change, like you said, by the end of this week. Next week can change. And then also a lot of this is just Dane County specific, state specific. There are certain things that are national as well, but can you speak to that? Just kind of the caveats.
Yeah, I'd say just stay positive. This too shall pass. We're really fortunate that we are in Dane County. We have such a strong economy here, such a strong housing market. So I personally would not be afraid. I own a home in Dane County, and I'm grateful that I do. And I personally wouldn't be afraid to buy a home here in Dane County. I think we're going to continue to have a strong housing market. Back during the last recession, the housing market was the problem. But now in this recession, the housing market, the residential housing market is a strength. So homes are going to continue to sell. I believe we're not in for big dips in value or anything like that. So overall, I'm very optimistic.
Great. Yeah. Well, great. Mike, thanks for your time. If people want to get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to reach you?
You can check me out at mikezilli.com. All my contact info is on the website, or mzilli at Fairway MC if you want to send me an email.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you for your time. Thank you for being a great resource for not only myself, but other realtors here in Dane County and for buyers as well. So stay well, Mike, and hopefully we'll see you in person sometime soon.
I hope so. Thank you.